this is even on. Welcome to Siege 2007. We got a great event for. Oh, wait a minute. All right, that was 10 years ago. Really appreciate everybody coming out for Siege one more time. We have survived it, and it was indeed the 10th annual Southern Interactive Entertainment and Game Expo Siege. So we really appreciate everybody coming out to the town hall as well. This is where we wrap up, where we hand out money. And, that got attention. I saw some eyes perk up. And we get, most importantly, even more important than giving out money, believe it or not, is we get feedback from y'all. So we definitely appreciate it. So start thinking right now about all the wonderful things you're going to tell me you did about Siege and all the horrible things you're going to tell them about Siege. So I want to go introduce have everyone on the panel introduce themselves, and then we'll go into giving away some money. So first, on my right.
Hey everyone, if you don't already know me, I'm Abby Jocelyn, and this is my 10th Siege too, and this year I got suckered into doing even more than usual.
She is our Associate Conference Director.
Got suckered into more than usual.
Nah, I was going to say the worst for last.
My name is Chris Iserman. I am the Expo Hall Coordinator. We like to call him Redbeard. Yep. Okay. So my name's Jake, State Farm. I am the volunteer coordinator, and I have an assistant also, it's Daniel. He's also like a volunteer coordinator. You guys wouldn't be able to do it without me and him, so yeah.
And I'm Andrew Greenberg. I'm the conference director. And just like the other three people on this, I began as a volunteer. And I was a volunteer conference director as well. So I've been in that role for a while. But everybody on this panel either began or still is a volunteer. And so is everybody else who puts on Siege. So we appreciate that. The other folks who are very critical to Siege are our sponsors. And we're going to talk about them for a little bit. We have one very, very special sponsor who wants to get the hell out of here, because he hates us, wants to ditch us as quick as he can. But he wants to give away some money. So I would like to introduce Joe from Puzzles by Joe, who is the sponsor of, where's the trophy? Of our Excellence in Independent Indie Game Design. We figure we're so indie, we're silver. We're not going to go for gold. That's not indie. We're silver. So this has been branded the first Silver E, the award. So this from here on is our Sylvie to go out to the best in indie game design. We had a lot this time. We had a lot who wanted to be in the indie cluster. They narrowed it down to 21. So this is out of 20. Wait, you include the KSU. So they got 25 games. So with no further ado, Joe.
Okay. Before we get started, I have to say two other things, though. Maybe three. The first is I started the Indie Rant tradition a year ago, and this year I want to start another one that happened, and it was awesome. And I already knew in prior years, I kind of regretted that this didn't happen. So I'd like to, I definitely want to nominate as a recurring thing that the regulars get to party with the volunteers in all future years, because having them up there is much better than going, where the hell are they partying? So that's number one. Number two, Mr. Jones, please stand up.
Please stand up.
He has been the man since I met him when I asked a room full of people I needed help, and he was the only one that went, yeah, I'll help. And I've known him since, and he's awesome. And I thought the room this year was killer. Yeah. And in fact, I regret doing this because it was too damn hard. And in past years, I was like, oh, 2 or 3, I could pick those. But this year was really freaking hard. So you can sit down, Ron, but thanks. Thank you, Ron. And lastly, and then we'll get going, Chip Sylvie. So he is the man to really thank for this, because he did some work for me. It was awesome. But he didn't want to get paid. I said, that sucks. Come on. Wait a second. We got to do something with this money. I allocate. It's going to happen. But he didn't want to get paid. I couldn't talk him into it. But I went, I wanted to donate to see a little bit more, help things around here. Well, at least I don't have to lie to my wife. I can just do this. I can do this in Chip's honor. And I wrote him and said, will you let me do this? I promise to only embarrass you a little bit at the final thing. And then Andrew embarrassed him more by deciding that we had to do the Silvery, or the Sylvie for short. And really, Chip, one more time, put your hand up. You don't have to stand up. I know you're embarrassed. But he's the man to really thank for this. With any luck, next year on my own, if Puzzles by Joe continues to do well, I'm hoping I'll be able to sponsor again. But this year was all Chip, really. So thank you, Chip.
A Sylvie is better than an Oscar.
Right. Okay. So let's get to it. It was really tough. And as you know, I talk too much, and I'm going to keep this really quick, but sometimes I BS too. And I have friends and enemies and other people that call me on my BS and make me rethink things. However, when I finally had to narrow it down to 3, I thought about all the criteria I told you about, but the real criteria was what's most likely game I could possibly see myself doing myself, which is a little arrogant and stuff. But it's not so much all that, but could I pull it off, or could I get a group to pull it off, kind of a thing. And I came this close to saying, we got to split this, but I didn't want to cut up this trophy. So the final decision of who really won, it's that happened. However, the 2 that came in third, and I'm going to mention third now, and I need Depth of Extinction to please stand up. And it really was awesome. I didn't yank a chain. It's an awesome game. And several people told me it was the best. Several. And if I listened to other people, you were the first. You were the first. So you're going to need to meet me out there, and I'm going to write checks and a little certificate. The second person was Signal to Noise. And it's an awesome game that was a little Tempest-based, and he mentioned that right off as I sat down, and I went, is it called Tempest? Was that the word? Yeah. And I went, he can't mean that. That was before he was born. And it was one of my favorite games from ages ago, so there's a little bias there that it just blew me out of the water. And gorgeous graphics and stuff. And by the way, you can thank Mike for this one. Because of the conversation I had with Mike, I might have ruled you out because your game was also too damn good, okay? And I hadn't got to enough games yet, and when I saw Mike's game, I went, he ain't winning, it's too damn good. Because I wasn't expecting really good games. And I don't mean that. I mean polished. I mean some. So anyways, so the number one game, really addicting, loved it immediately, could not think of a reason why it shouldn't win. Although Mike gave me several, and I tell you. And there was a couple honorable mentions. In fact, hold it. One other honorable mention is he wasn't really part of the cluster, but I told him if he was even close to that top 3, I'd mention him. Zach's game, what was it called? Rest Your Eyes was awesome. Awesome. So, and that was a tough call. I told him if he was really, and it was so close. I almost didn't mention him, but I changed my mind. So anyway, last thing, no. The winner of the first 2016 Silvery, I don't know his name. I had to locate him in the room because I saw him pretty early on and then couldn't remember what he looked like. I asked for Johnny, and sorry Johnny, but not done. I asked for Johnny because I knew Johnny would know who he was. Anyways, it's Binary Dash. Come on up. Mike, come on up for a picture, please. David, come on up for a picture.
Chip, come on, we gotta get a picture.
Yeah, Chip, sorry. I didn't do that, Andrew did.
Chip, come on up.
Yeah. You guys were awesome. Really. And I was blown away. I mean, Ron kicked ass. Where's Ron? Ron, come on in. No pitch.
Be careful with
In the picture, Ron, please. In the picture, Ron.
Too windy for the bugger. Get in close.
Yeah, come on.
On each other. Keep giving you money.
Okay.
Get close.
Stay out of my pocket, Mike. What is that?
Is that your pocket?
No, I'm just happy to see you.
Is anyone actually taking the picture?
And if you would please meet me outside so I can write you the check and so forth. And congrats, everybody. Really awesome.
And thank you, Joe. Go get your Clutter 6. Go get Clutter 6. See good indie games done right. Get the heck off my stage. Absolutely, Joe. All right. So we're glad to bring in some new traditions like the Sylvie, and so we expect to be doing that down the line. One of our traditions here at Siege, though, is a recap of Siege, just so you can remember what you didn't see or don't remember anymore because of last night. So I love this image kind of as a symbol for this year's Siege. Not that we're trying to make a quick getaway, but because you all caused some smoke around here. So who made it out to the motorcycle recording session? Was that pretty? Ooh, hey, full screen, much better. Yeah, heard great things. Hey, thank you, Kickapoo. Making our drinks all time long. Our speakers, like Watson Wu, doing awesome stuff. Oh, my God. That's a lot of indie. That is so indie. Oh, hey, let's hear it for the folks bringing the board games and the puzzles. Let's hear it for the folks actually working the booths back there. And thank you, Peak 10, one of our great sponsors. Here we are at the opening night party. Who partied with Tripwire Friday night? Who survived partying with Tripwire? Okay, I guess this is the lunch, actually. This is the lunch finals of the game Studio Smackdown. We're going to announce all the winners and all that kind of thing. They might have done well in it. I don't know. Justin, did you?
We can't. No.
I guess now we know who won. And again, hooray for Kickapoo! Yay! And hooray for VR. What the heck is in his hands? I missed that. All right, our brave volunteers putting together videos of all this. Remember, we live streamed this. Videos are up online. Hey, this looked good. How come that I didn't do that one? Uh-oh. We have a bunch of Siege volunteers. How'd that get in this one? We have some Siege volunteers. Some great people. This is the ESA coffee break, another one of our great sponsors. And you guys all gathering for one of the many sessions throughout this entire weekend. Is it live? Who? One of our keynotes, Nick Lang. I'm sorry we didn't have a picture in here of Rand Miller as well. He had great keynotes. Hey, and here are the guys who actually film it and make it look beautiful. And we did have one or two of you here. These halls got crowded through the weekend, man. Oh, who saw the comedy Saturday night? Oh, yeah. That was much fun. Everybody enjoying some of Atlanta's best. And God, these weapons ended up everywhere. You guys are dangerous, Matt. Yeah, and board gaming. One more time for the board gaming. Yeah. And back to the start. All right. So we had plenty of fun. Pull that away so you can't see the other slides on here. So you can't see my notes about the town hall meeting. So we do want to start off with a bunch of thank yous. And the first thank you, and I think that the Sylvie Award kind of highlights this. Joe was very serious when he thought he'd only have a handful of good games to choose from instead of having 20 plus really good games to scratch his head over. And I think the reason is that this is such a growing and incredibly vibrant game dev community. No, we didn't have 20 good games in the indie cluster last year. We did this time because it is such a growth community. For those of you who attended our ESA session, you know that Georgia is now the 7th largest game dev state in the country. And that's from the ESA. So we have been exploding in growth, and it's high-quality stuff like this, starting at the indie level and growing, getting marketed and so on, that's going to make it so incredible. So the first thank you is to you, the attendees of Siege, who are doing some awesome shit. So, and oh, by the way, keep doing that. Second, I do want to thank our sponsors. I'm not kidding when I say we don't make money on you guys paying to attend. We keep our tickets as cheap as we possibly can to keep getting as many people out here. We do actually lose because of all the food and drinks and coffee and so on that we give you guys all weekend long. We actually do lose money on you. So it is because of our sponsors that we can do this and do it at rates that can bring so many of you in. So yes, I will read them. Yes, they're in your program book. Yes, look at them. Yes, play their games. But we will go through it. The Entertainment Software Association came out for this. They've been fighting the great fight for video games. They're the ones who beat censorship. So, yay, ESA! And if you weren't able to catch that session Saturday, when we put these up online, that one, obviously the live stream ones are up there. When we put that one up, check it out. Lots of good information you might not already know. High Res Studios, the Saturday lunch. And remember, two important things about that. If you want to go attend the Smite World Championships in January, you get a 25% discount by using the code SIEGE, S-I-E-G-E, I before E. Secondly, who's worked the World Championships for those guys before? You interested in doing it again? They rushed to get that page, their Titans page, ready to get it up today because they wanted you guys specifically to sign up first. So they want Siege volunteers. They want the folks who've done it before to be the first in because you guys have rocked it, the 2 years before, plus the one we did here before that. So let me pull up what that link is. I should have actually had it up here on the screen. It is www.swctitans.com. So Smite World Championship Titans, swctitans.com. If you want to go work the World Championship in January, jump on that website. And what's been one of the greatest things is they've hired a bunch of Siege volunteers who've worked for them in the World Championships before. That's been a great route into the industry. Tripwire Interactive. Wow, not only did they do the opening night party, which some of you remember, but everyone was there, but they're also one of our constant sponsors. They also sponsored the investment conference we're going to talk a little bit about before, and have just been a key part of building the industry here. Our gold sponsors, Zavient, The Culling. If you haven't checked out The Culling, do so. It's getting hot on Steam already. Be one of the early people in there on it. Peak 10, who do server provider and host our servers. Very, very useful service for us. I'm going to start reading the others more quickly. Most Uniquest, check out their web series, because that's the guy who's putting all this stuff up online. And in case I haven't mentioned them already, Kickapoo! Pharaoh's Conclave, Holistic Design, that's my company. Puzzles by Joe, Battle and Brew. Who's got a Battle and Brew lanyard? Those are the collector lanyards from this year. So not everybody got them. If you got the Battle and Brew lanyard, you got the collector's lanyard for 2016. Unity was the sponsor. Who made it to the workshops on Thursday? Were those awesome or what? Yeah. Okay, yeah, some really good stuff from them. State Tax Credit Exchange has just become Monarch. So as soon as you guys are starting to use your tax credits, visit Monarch, not State Tax Credit Exchange. Pulseworks sponsored our Saturday morning coffee. Caneva sponsored our Friday afternoon coffee. ESA was yesterday afternoon. And then we've got Kennesaw State University doing all sorts of awesome stuff. Who went to the Kennesaw State party on Saturday night? Yeah, there you go. They actually fed you. A valuable thing considering what else you were doing all night long. The Savannah Economic Development Authority, CETA, it's great having these government organizations realizing how important the game development industry is for our state. It's an industry that's this big. We have calculated a $550 million economic impact on the state of Georgia from you guys. And that's not just from drinking Kickapoo, though drinking Kickapoo helps. So we'll be releasing our economic impact report data that we released it here, but we're going to put it up online soon so you can start sharing this information around. All right, now it's time to thank the team who actually put this on. The first face is almost all of you see when you get here is our registration team. They don't wear anything distinctive, so you never know about it. But we really want to thank them. It is the first thing that you experience when you get here. It sets the tone for the entire weekend. They do an incredible job getting it all set up. And this time, in addition, Brandy, over there, it was one of our main graphics people, putting together great images, including the GGDA ad. Check it out for more information about what we're doing. But I would like to give the entire Reg team a big round of applause. Also, there are very few people who've been with us for 10 years. And one of them, wait, I thought these had names on them. Aha. All right, one of them is William Alonzo, who is the Reg team lead. So, William, sir, if you would step forward quickly. All right. Yeah, we also have a pretty significant security team, and I want to say something special about our security team. They've apparently decked out of the room. I think they're about to gang rush. Oh, there we go. There we go. We're grateful to these folks keeping this place safe and secure. You never notice any problems because they make sure you don't notice any problems, or the hotel or anyone else. And more importantly, we're not the only con they work for. Atlanta's getting a reputation as a great place both for fandom and for creative arts in general. And a big part about it is there's a community of people that will work all these kind of events just to ensure that communities can build. These guys do all sorts of different events, and they do it for free. They do it because they want to see these communities build up. So these are the folks who do Dragon Con. These are the folks who do an AcroCon. What are some of the others? AWA, Momo, etc. So yeah, the reason that these cons can exist, pardon? Just ax them. Is that other con? Is that the reason these cons can exist is that these people can make a safe place for them to happen without them having to go bankrupt being safe. So I would like to recognize CJ Price, who is our lead, and the rest of his team. And CJ and Andrew and Artemis and Unrepentant have been with us for 10 years as well. So, 10-year plaques. Do it for another 10, you get a watch. Thank you, gentlemen. Absolutely. And in all seriousness, the reason Atlanta is becoming one of the places for fandom, creativity, and so on is because of them and people like them. All right, that's Reg, that's Security. AV, you're going to get to see all your beautiful faces everywhere because we have a rockin' AV team putting these sessions up online, recording you asking questions, recording the speakers. We streamed out. How many sessions did we stream out? Something like 10? 12. We live streamed 12 sessions from, I can't think of another game dev conference that's going to, even GDC will not live stream 12 sessions throughout. I think we're the only one that shares that much while it's happening. And there's always a fear that you're keeping people at home, that they're not paying to attend, but we think it's a vibrant energy. We want those people involved in it, sending them their questions via the Twitter and so on. And we think it's a great way to help build the community for folks who can't make it up here. So, they've recorded everything else. Everything else will be going up on the website. And we've got this incredible repository of videos up on our YouTube channel. Who checked out GGDA videos up on the YouTube channel? Oh, that should be all of you. There is incredible information up there. I'm blown away every time I look at it. Some of the meetings are just information you cannot get elsewhere. So strongly recommend, if you haven't already been up there, go through a lot of that information. And I had thank you cards, I swear. Well, I would like to, Matt Franklin has been heading that up, and somewhere I've got the thank you cards for him. Woo! Yes, all right, got thank you cards. Matt. He's the head of it. He works nonstop, and he's going to be here all night processing the videos. So thank you much. Now, we've got a great team under him as well. He's got some great people who've been working with him for a while, who are new to him. But he always gets new folks who have to deal. This is a nonstop job. You are on throughout the entire weekend. Our main volunteers, most of the red shirts, we ask you to do at least 12 hours over the course of the weekend. AV doesn't get away with that kind of slackness. AV's doing at least 12 hours a day in my experience, at least. So all of their people have to kind of really step it up. But one of them really stepped up. I don't have a special thank you. I just want you to be recognized. Trent Brox really rocked it nonstop. So thank you very much, Trent, for joining the AV team. I do want to recognize our other leads very quickly. These are people who have been working all year, well, actually, I'm sorry, more than all year, since last October, to go ahead and put together Siege. You've got a page recognizing in the back. I'm going to make them stand up and embarrass them and come up and be recognized. If you do have comments about what we do here, obviously you can tell me, but these are the people who actually make things happen. So it's great to actually, I'm sorry, it's great to actually see them, put a face to the names, and have a chance to talk to them about what they've done. We already mentioned on my right, I'm going down the list in here, Abby Jocelyn, who has also been with us 10 years. I think we've got a different one for you, but we'll do that. So, yeah, from the first one, she's been volunteering to help out. Pardon? She's still in charge. Yes. Oh, yeah. Whenever I have to rush off site for some emergency, I say, Abby's in charge, and then I forget to say I'm back in charge when I return. So apparently she's been in charge all weekend long. Is Jay here, Rob? Rob Hassett is not only the general counsel to the GGDA, which means he volunteers, I can't think how much money worth of legal services to keep this organization running, but he also runs our incredible investment conference. Who attended the investment conference on Thursday? Was that just a phenomenal opportunity for those folks? We got, the winners were Stork Burnt Down, is that correct? Who's played home improvisation? Those folks. So we put them in front of about 50 investors. We're giving them a check for $1,000 for being the best in the bunch. And if you guys want to get seen by investors and get a chance to win money, talk to Rob about next year. And thank you, Rob, for all your work on that. Incredible stuff. Marcus Strickland. Is Marcus in the room? Wait, where the heck's my card for him? I know I did one. All right, Marcus, don't stand up. This might be the one I forgot to write somebody's name on. That's right. Marcus has been with us for 9 years, so he just joined recently. Jesus, where's my thank you for you? All right, yeah, I got a thank you for you up in the room, apparently. I don't mean that in a dirty way. Thank you, Marcus. He's the one who makes sure that the signs are up on the doors every day, in addition to being the art track lead. And D. Cunningham and T. Bundyalilla, yeah. Oh, that's right. One of these is for you. That's the thing. You do got to come up here, because one of these is for you. Yay! Oh, yeah, and Matt, I got a plaque for you, too, so you got to get that later on. I guess I've gotten most of those. All right, cool. All right, we also have Chris Rickwood here. No, he's out racing cars and recording them. Our audio track lead, Chris Rickwood, one of the best game audio people in the world, puts together one of the best game audio tracks in the world here. If you didn't check out any of the audio tracks, you should. Brings in incredible speakers every year. Who else? There is no other conference, no other gaming conference I know where they race motorcycles around the parking lot in the name of business. In the name of science! Ashley Amreen couldn't join us. She's our design track lead, but she couldn't make it out this year. Jesse Jacobson, thank you very much for all your help. Man, I'm sure I had more cards. Sorry, the cards have disappeared. I think I got a child or something. All right. Jesse, thank you. And Jesse also puts together the portfolio show with Marcus Strickland. I meant to mention that. Take advantage of the portfolio show in the future. I better at least have one for Molly. Yay! Is Molly Prophet in the building? Hey, Jesse, you want Molly's card? All right, all right. Molly Prophet is the IGDA head here in Atlanta, puts on some great events, and puts together a leadership track, which is a very cool thing. If you hadn't checked out, brings in speakers from all over the country. Now she shows up. Yay! Thank you, Molly. Oh, check this out. This is the coolest thing. Oh. If you haven't seen this, have you all seen the Game Dev Barbie? This thing is awesome. Designed by Molly Prophet. Yay! All right. Our Expo Hall has gotten a lot of praise this year as being just the happening place, finally the nerve center of Siege. Some years it's been an afterthought. This year it has been really a nerve center. And for that, Chris Eiserman has done a rocking job, not just putting together, but organizing the team. Thank you very much, Chris. Been nonstop involved in making that work. We have two presenter liaisons. One of them could not be here, unfortunately. She helped do organizing in the early stages, Renee Blair. But Wes Wilson is here, and Wes puts on other conventions. Thank you, Wes. If you get a chance, check out his Play On Con. If you want a con where you play nonstop, check out Play On Con. Oh yeah, volunteer coordinator. This is you'll see one or two red shirts in this room. Not very many of them. But those are our volunteers who actually make this whole event happen. I should probably save you for last, shouldn't I? Yeah, I should save you for last. Ignore Jake. Ignore Jake, please. So you've all seen the program book. You've seen our other displays all over the place. We've had a graphic designer who's been working for a number of years, Valerie Mears, who's been the lead on it, put together this great cover using the coloring art. Valerie. I mentioned Brandy had done some great graphic design work. Thank you very much, Brandy. And I had two other graphic designers working for us. They're standing in the very back of the room over there. Meldrina Chapin over there studiously. Yeah, there she's now. She's waving. And Sage also worked very hard on the program book, pressing every button we didn't want her to push when she pushed it. So thank you both very much for all your work on the program book. Press coordinator. Stephen, are you here? There you go. We bring in some press. We've set up some great interviews. And, hey, Steve, you got to come up here. And we will also be putting up interviews with people like Nick Lang and Kat Wendt on our website. Check out the ones from the past. Steve's interview with Warren Spector is excellent. Yeah, thank you for all your work. And it's very important that we get these press out here. Yeah, so thank you very much, Stephen. This must be Ilya's that I didn't write on, because I know I've got to have brought one down for Ilya. Sorry, Ilya, I'm opening your card for you. We'll see if it actually is for you before I give you one that says something completely inappropriate. Yeah, it says something completely inappropriate. So Ilya. Ilya is our webmaster. It's a non-stop task. He also did the app. So thank you very much for everything you did, Ilya. And we look forward to comments on that. And something very important that Ilya did. Ilya today, even after all the parties of last night, slapped up a whole new page up on the website, and you're the first to know about it, that lets you register at the very cheapest prices for Siege 2017. These are the cheapest prices you will see. So go up to siegecon.net and join, and you can get the cheapest prices right now. Ron Jones we thank, but we're going to thank him again. The Indie Cluster. Where's the Indie Cluster going next, Ron?
So everybody cross your fingers, but it's in hopes that we'll be at PAC South. Ooh, right, yeah. So we're gonna try and make that work. If not, we're definitely talking with Chris for MomoCon to be at MomoCon. So yeah, be on the lookout for that.
So we saved the best for last, and that is the red shirts. All right, set Nerf on stun. Jake is our coordinator for this, working with Daniel to put it all together. But there are a bunch of you, and you all rock nonstop. But we always want to recognize a few who really, really put it together. For instance, Derek Martin. I understand you pretty much work the Kickapoo booth. The Kickapoo booth nonstop. Derek, where are you? Is Derek still here? Derek, thank you very much for keeping everyone caffeinated and moving throughout the weekend. Great stuff. Adam Kenya, do you want to say something about Adam?
Hey, Adam. What are you doing, man? Oh, all right, awesome. It should be quick and painless. I'd like to appreciate, all your work you did over the weekend, security, and making sure everybody stood up and basically answering any task that I had to do immediately. So I just wanted to appreciate it, bro. Thank you very much.
But we always save one volunteer for last. And it is to represent the quality of our best volunteer as recognized by the leadership that we have a tag that I do not have on my badge. That nobody up here has on their badge. Only one person gets this every year. Yeah, you don't got it. It is our rock star.
Yeah.
One person every year gets this pass, and based on agreement from our leadership, it goes to Andrew Burbach to put on the Siege 2017. This goes on your Siege 2017 badge. So take a good look at him, because pretty much everyone else who's gotten this has ended up having to do more and more work for us anyway, and you will interface a lot more with them down the line.
It's true.
Yeah. And I would also like to recognize all of our chapter presidents and officers who do so much. Paul Bartlett down here, who also rocked out the GGDA booth, who worked on the portfolio show and is going to be organizing meetings all year long. Ryan Menz, where's Ryan? Ryan right there in the back, not in a red shirt. Also a GGE president. They're putting together a November meeting right now. It'll be the second Tuesday in November. Time, place, and subject to be... no, time is already known, but place and subject to be determined. Stephen, are you here? Stephen Borden in Athens. That's Stephen. We do have an Athens chapter. We do have an Athens chapter, so if you are in that part of town, join it, catch up with it. They've got new plans for more events, and we do combine with them Athens and Atlanta at least once a quarter. Rodrigo Rafael Obando, I know he already headed back to Columbus. He heads our Middle South Georgia chapter. There's a CSU student chapter headed by Daniel Rockwell. Our board of directors, I think, have all had to step out already, but that's Alan Wilson, Asante Bradford, Andrew Greenberg, he left earlier, Chris Klaus, Mick Larkins, TJ Mahil, Frank Pataglia, and Chris Rickwood. All right.
We also forgot to recognize one person who has consistently given a great deal of time, sleep, and coffee to the organization, and that person would be Andrew Greenberg, who has been very involved.
Who got GGDA dice this year? Yeah. Oh, well, thank you all. Thank you. Hey, let's put this up. There we go. Thank you. Thank you all very much. I did want to announce, I should have announced the SmackDown results.
Oh.
Thank you, Sage. Aw. Not letting go, huh? She's keeping the cake. Yay, we have a Siege cake. Yay. Chef, come over. We got to blow this out. Are these repeat lighting? Thank you. Thank you very much. Oh, you want all the cake.
Yeah. She got a shirt. She got a shirt to prove it.
All right, come on. We got to blow it out.
And
Ready?
when you're finished with this and you're meeting, there's cake for everybody outside.
Oh! Get over here. Ready? 1, 2, 3. Happy Siege! I'm not letting this near Jake. It'll disappear.
Yeah, I'm hungry.
Never mind. That's right there.
State Farm.
The next thing I like to talk about, the numbers for Siege. So Siege has multiple parts to it, and we have folks coming in and out and so forth. Not everyone always grabs a badge, but we always go with the number of folks who's registered as our count. So we do have numerous parts to the weekend. So we start off with a college fair on Thursday. Who was here for the college fair? Yeah. Really appreciate everybody's help on that one. We had 362 high school students come through that, plus teachers, plus bus drivers, et cetera. It gets kind of crazy. We did 3 workshops that day. We did a Unity VR workshop. We did the Unity certification exam. We did an excellent business workshop, what to do after you've made the game, how to get your game out, make a company, and so forth. Those brought in 50 people. The investment conference brought in 100 people on Friday morning, and we ended up having, for the main conference, 562. Let me write that one down, because I hadn't written that one down yet. 562 attendees for all of this fun stuff. And if you were here for the Tripwire party or the lunch on Tuesday, lunch on Saturday, you saw them all. So that is, hey, we got 2 62s in there. Wow, that's too much math for me all of a sudden. I swear I can do this stuff. 412, 512. 1,079 attendees for Siege. Woo! So thank you all for being part of that. All right. I did have 3 more things I was going to give away to folks here, but Molly ran out before I could give her those. Which of our volunteers are the bigger Warcraft fans? I have the Battle Blend tamales. Maybe we'll just shoot these out of the Nerf guns later.
Yes.
Oh, Ilya. Oh, heck yeah. Hand one of these down to Ilya. We'll give one to Molly and one to Sarah Massagee later. Sarah's also our Advancement of Women in Games president. So, all right.
Andy.
So you'll notice that we have a couple of any of you want to say anything more before we open it up for feedback?
Sure. I would just like to say an extra special thanks again to all of the volunteers, because you all have made this such an excellent event, and Andrew says it, it's not totally a cliche to say that it really could not happen without everyone here. So thank you guys.
I agree. Thank you, guys.
Yay! So we are going to open up to feedback. Or did you want to say something or give feedback? Yeah. So we've got these 2 microphones on the side. We want to record everything that gets told so we can go back through the records and remember it when we're not when we're able to talk, when we're not in a bleary state from having run a convention for a week. So if you wouldn't mind, if you've got comments, questions, anecdotes, concerns, come on up. We like to hear about Siege. If you got GGA stuff in general or building the industry, we want to hear those as well. Just come on up to the microphones. We promise the microphones don't bite. We might, but we're up here on stage. So, and we'll start taking those questions and comments now.
Hey, so thank you for the thank you. But
you're
we
welcome,
forgot
welcome.
one group. They've been with us every year as a group, and my team wouldn't work without them.
How did I
Bill,
forget that? Bill.
stand up.
Yeah, shoot. I'm sorry, Bill. No, get up here. I got a trophy. I got one for you, too. I forgot. So I talked about those people who make conventions happen in this town. He's the tech director for Dragon Con and comes down to help us out as well. He works so many conventions, and he makes the best steampunk gear that exists. So check out Bill's. Thanks, Matt. I'm sorry. I had that on my list. We do have one other person who isn't here right now who gets thanked. John Allman is one of our tech gurus who actually supplies all the computers you see in Reg and sets up our intrawebs and all that sort of stuff. He sets up that series of tubes when you're not watching. But I think he's out and about right now. Now, if
Andrew.
you guys want to come forward, start giving us feedback and comments.
Andrew.
Nope.
I just want to.
You're hidden behind the red beard. Come on, the red beard covers everything. you just camouflaged right into it.
I just want to give a quick Shout out again to all the participants and everyone who played anything in the indie cluster. Y'all was awesome this year, and we're hoping to grow again for next year. And for anyone who came by our sweet party room last year and all the participants in that, all the games, Bugspeed, Collider, Grid Masters, and Pixel, you guys were awesome and appreciate it.
Yeah, you guys really made the Expo Hall what it was. Wouldn't be hardly anything without you guys. Thanks a lot.
Woo! And there is one other group I want to thank. Chad, don't leave yet. And that is the speakers, who I hadn't seen that many in here still. I think most of them have gone collapsed after last night's partying. But the speakers are obviously a big part of this. They are volunteers. We do not pay our speakers. So they are sharing knowledge on their own. And some of them we have to call at the very last minute and say, a hurricane blew through and cost us some of our speakers. Can you come speak and not die in a hurricane on the way? And Chad Carter is one of those people back there who ran the HoloLens session. We added that. When did I call you? When did I email you and say, hey, you remember that proposal? Was that like on Wednesday? Tuesday. All right, I gave him some
that was
advance
before the
notice.
start. I mean,
So yeah, and so he can, and he's not local. He's out of North Carolina. Yeah, he's out of North Carolina. So he hauled down from North Carolina to give that HoloLens presentation y'all enjoyed today. So we do have some great speakers who come out to share their knowledge and help build a bigger community. Now, come on, down for comments.
just form
If
a
you
line,
want to
maybe.
state your name, do it. There's no obligation to do so.
Hi, I'm Zane.
Hi, Zane.
So, speaking of speakers, how can we go about signing up for new speeches?
Do you mean apply to speak at Siege next year?
Both present topics and apply for speaking.
Well, this year we actually put out our first ever official call for speakers. We sent that out in March, so probably it will be doing more or less the same thing again in March of next year. Please do keep an eye on the Siege LinkedIn group and the GGDA Facebook group, because we will be posting about that. And if you know people who would be good speakers or topics that you would really love to see, please suggest those to us, because we want to make sure that the content is as good as possible and really brings in people that you all want to hear and learn from and have a chance to talk to. Because it's also really fun just to see who comes through the door that way.
Yeah, do keep an eye on the LinkedIn and Facebook and the like, because we do want to get it up before March. So keep an eye, but we will keep it open for a while. It's not going to be here 1 week, gone the next week. It will run at least into the summer.
I actually wanted to comment to the speakers as well. I'm also in software, and I just really appreciated the quality of the content. It really made it worth it to me to volunteer at this con, because the content in the speeches were amazing. So to all the speakers, thank you very much. I had a great time. It's because of you guys and the staff that supported this. So thank you.
I want to follow up on talking about Facebook and social media. The live streams, first of all, first year doing it, been practicing it all year, but I had a team about a week ago. So if it's a little rough, please forgive us. I've been getting 2 groups of people saying 3 things to me all weekend. First of all, oh yeah, you're the live stream guy, right? And second of all, oh, we're live streaming? And they have all been saying, where can I find it? We have to be posting more. We need a team of people with official access to the Twitter, the Facebook, whatever.
Yeah, this is true. We do need a social media team. We had some people. This is one of the reasons why Andrew got considered our rock star this year, is he jumped on the social media postings that we were dropping the ball on and slapped them on up. So we
And
do
so
need
did
a team
Ryan.
for this kind of stuff.
And
Remember.
on that note, we don't just need volunteers at Siege. The Georgia Game Developers Association can always use people. And in fact, that will help a little bit with the 12 hours a day volunteering at Siege part if you volunteer with us year round. So we can absolutely use help with marketing, social media marketing. So if y'all are interested, know anybody who's interested, or just is interested in getting more involved with the organization, we would love to talk to you.
And that's also on the chapter basis, too. So if you want to help out with the chapter, talk to Paul and Ryan. Other comments, feedback on Siege? Yes, come on up. Just come on up, get in line. I know we've all been walking around all weekend. You can still stand for a few more seconds.
Hi, everybody. I'm Gur. Nice to meet you.
Hi, Gur.
So yes, since we're gonna have probably a lot more VR games next year and the years following, are we going to be able to open up, if we're here next year, open up these salons here for more room for the expo?
So we've been playing around with a number of different ways to utilize the space more effectively, using Cobb more, having some special VR demo times, that sort of thing. Another option that we're considering is turning the Georgia Ballroom. You see we only use 2 of those rooms and leave them last for equipment and for speakers, and like turning that into our keynote, keeping one here, adding this to the expo hall and expanding that way. If we are still here, there are a number of ways to play with the space, so we are probably going to need to play with it some way or another. But we're also open to suggestions on other places. So,
thank you.
Woo. Jaeger.
Yay.
Andrew,
hey,
do you know if Watson Wu already left for the airport?
Do you know what?
Do you know if Watson Wu already left for the airport?
Oh, I'll give him a call.
Okay, cool. Thank you.
No, did that just happen? Because as of noon, that was not the plan. As of noon, it was Molly. So, yeah, she's got to get out of here.
So if you're considering speaking or encouraging people from out of town to come speak, see, we love them. We try to take care of our speakers.
Yeah, ignore this, everyone.
Yeah, you can go.
My name's Xavier. This was my first siege, and I came in not quite knowing what to expect. But I have to say that I was like really pleasantly surprised with like just the overall feeling of it. It was a very tight knit. All of the speakers, they were very professional. I really enjoyed all of their talks, and even just as much, I also enjoyed like all of the other attendees. I got to meet new people, and that was a great experience as well. So I just want to thank you all for what you've done, and I hope to be here again next year.
Woo! Well said.
And that is pretty much why we do it.
On that note, how many people this was your first siege? Look at that.
Wow. All right. No.
Hi, my name is Elisa Lewis. So you guys came to my talk.
Hi, Lisa.
Yeah. I was a speaker. This is my first siege. And I wanted to thank you guys for being so welcoming. As many of you guys know, my primary background is in animation. And I was a little intimidated coming into straight interactive game conference. But you guys have been really patient and really accepting and really open to the feedback that I was able to offer. So thank you for that. Making my first siege, definitely not my last.
And her rant is already live on YouTube, so check it out.
Oh, yeah. Questions, comments, get your comments.
Oh, come on. There we go.
Too shy. We need to pass around a mic.
This room's too cold.
You'll give us some. All right, the room's too cold.
Is that the comment? Can we hit a couple digits on that?
The rest of the con's been
tomorrow?
great. Just right now, it's too cold. I was thinking we could maybe have at least one of the big parties that are in the Cobb Ballroom not be in the Cobb Ballroom due to noise issues. Previous years, I thought it was that the music was too loud or whatever, but this year the music was pretty nice and quiet, but there were so many people in there, everyone's voice bounced off the walls, and I couldn't hear anyone talk without shouting, and we all ended up losing our voices. So at least one party should be like in one of these rooms where we can hear each other. That'd be nice.
No, this is a great point. I mean, the parties really, yeah, we like having fun and drinking for free. But the real idea is networking. We want everybody to know each other, have people to work with, and if they are not conducive to networking, that's the problem. I know somebody who would like a tea party here.
Whoa, tea party.
I told you so. Yeah, that's actually something that I've been trying to talk Andrew into doing for the last 2 years, is just like basically a networking event for introverts who don't necessarily want to go to a big sweet party, and just something nice and kind of quiet. We can actually talk to people and hear each other. So if y'all want a tea party, maybe with little like sandwiches and stuff, yeah, tell Andrew that.
Hashtag Siege Tea. I before E.
I know I keep coming up here. I saw a really cool thing at another show this year, the one you and I went to, Abby, at downtown. They had, it was a business networking thing, and they had this wall of pockets, and you put your business cards in them, just a stack of business cards, and anyone could walk up and grab them. That seems like something we could build easily and put in the expo hall.
All right,
Yeah,
Chris.
that's pretty cool.
You nodded.
I like
Write
it.
down, Chris.
Just a thought about the comment about next year's hotel. We should really do some research on the construction going on in this area, because if it is still like this next year, I would at least vote temporarily. Let's find a different hotel until the construction's cleaned up.
Well, the issue for next year is that the construction's supposed to be done, and that causes more problems. Yeah, uh-huh.
Do you play
so,
baseball during October?
So that is a good. If they make the playoffs,
Ah.
suddenly a lot more people become interested in it. Not the Braves. Do you ever hear the term worst to first?
This is more of a comment suggestion. There was at one point an idea brought up where the changes to the schedule. I know we at Reg print off the addendum to the schedule, but in between each session we normally have these monitors of unused space. Any chance that we could put the changes to the schedule, or just the schedule in general, or upcoming events on the monitors so that people know what's coming up?
Thoughts from AV?
Probably there's
I'ma
a
just
better
stand here.
location.
No, so we talked about doing something very similar to that this year. Things get pushed to the side a lot for a conference of this size. That's something we do want to do. It requires having, I don't know, cheap laptops or DVD players or something in the rooms that we can switch to. We have to think about the security of the devices. We have to get the stuff for the presentation of it. And, we can do things like the schedule, which is a really good idea. We can also do ads, so sponsorships, advertisements for other groups. I know there's a lot of tangential groups that work with us, TAG, MAL, SIGGRAPH. So yeah, that's something we want to do. Do we have the funding for the devices?
Well, it's also a bandwidth to manage content for them and updating content. Yeah, speak into the microphone, please.
No.
Security!
Security.
Somebody call security. Justin, yay!
How possible would it be to load all these onto a flash drive?
What we're talking about is still images, PDFs, and things. Video content is another matter, but a slideshow would be easy.
I can help you with this.
Yay, Wes.
PlayOnCon had some TVs that just cycled through images. They had some scrolling schedules and things like that with very small, like Raspberry Pi type devices.
Cool.
So we'll talk.
And there is some opportunity to use more of the hotel stuff that way. We just haven't coordinated with them
Amber Alert.
in the past. Boy, am I glad I turned that off on my phone.
Yeah. Hey, by the way, silent cell phones. Oh, it's over.
That was an Amber Alert. We're Sage.
Thank you. Yeah, come on up. Comments and questions. Just go ahead and stand in line. It's not that hard.
Hello. I came here for the first time this year to meet some talented folks, and I met quite a few. Yeah. But I wish you had a way to kind of have people sign up if they're looking for a job, for example. I'm trying to hire people. That's why I'm trying to meet talented people. So they could put their Twitter handles, for example, so it could be a conversation.
Yeah,
during
so
the event.
the main thing we have is the Expo Hall. We will do. We've had folks this year. Blue Mammoth was taking resumes. We've had Janice and others. High Res in the past has hired through there. The second thing is if you want to do the portfolio review, we always need reviewers. And if you're hiring, you're the kind of person we want reviewing portfolios. But third, yes, we do want more ways to connect people.
That would be great.
So we're definitely open to suggestions on specific ways to do it. We've tried a few different things in the past that haven't really panned out. So we used to do the college fair was a career and college expo, and that just really didn't work correctly. So
Maybe a live stream of a hashtag on a couple of displays.
And you're certainly welcome to use the SiegeCon hashtag.
I did.
To,
Didn't get too many people that.
all right. All right.
Give that time. A lot of people can't check it during. I know I'll be sitting there going through Twitter for the next couple of days looking at stuff.
Gotcha.
Well, we are always open to more networking options. So folks have ideas, the wall, etc. We're interested in exploring how we can connect people more.
What if we
effectively.
have like 2 kiosks in the hall?
Like a Reg desk?
One if you're one if you're hiring, and then the other if you're looking for a job.
All right, Ron, you gonna run it?
Can.
Okay. All right. Yeah. No, we can use the hall.
Okay.
That's
so
not a problem.
I don't know if we want to go the route of having someone there constantly watching and monitoring, or just have it there like a bulletin board or something like that. But whatever works, that might be an idea.
Programmer is seeking.
That sounds like a fantastic place to put that business card wall.
Yeah.
Yep. All right. We'll go ahead and put up some LFG boards.
LFG boards. I
if
like
you
it.
adjust where the things I try and put on top of your heads when you walk around, it wouldn't be an issue. All right, comments, questions, criticisms. Yeah, microphone.
All right. Notice how you mentioned that you need a social media team on PR. I would heavily agree, because one thing I've noticed with the GG, not only Siege, but with the GGDA conference PR, I've also noticed in a lot of them, like the YouTube channel for starters, there's not much publicity. Like even the views on the videos I usually see like 12, 30, or 30 something views, and no, it's kind of, it was kind of disappointing. I was just saying maybe perhaps for the future reference, you might want to consider hiring some kind of social media team to help advance the views. I know there are some teams I've actually found myself that can really help a lot with publicity, as hard it is in social media. Although money is a huge, money is a main thing. But it will help.
One thing I will say about volunteering for us, especially once folks have been volunteering for a little while or been particularly helpful, we actually do try really hard to do what we can to support you. So if people on our team who have really put in effort are looking for specific things, we do try to pass on things that we hear about or recommend them for stuff, because we try not to have it just be a, hey, give us all your time and your life and your caffeine addiction, it's ours. We try not to be quite that obnoxious about it, unless you're Jake.
Yeah, Siege volunteers do get a fair number of perks other than just the drink ticket Saturday night. So we try to make sure that you do get first access to things like Working Titans for the World Championships for Smite, that you get first access to portfolio reviews, to our workshops, and so on.
Yes, hello. I'm here. My name is Eduardo, and this is my first Siege, and I have to say that I loved it. I'm part of the Debug Log team, and we're working in a episode of our podcast about game development, just about Siege, because I believe that this conference has too much to offer to all game developers around the country and the world, and we really want to step up the Atlanta community. And I want to thank Andrew and Steven Singler for making the interviews that we had with AV, Ron Miller possible. So thank you very much, guys.
Oh, man, thanks for it. Check out Debug Log. Awesome stuff.
Okay, I may regret this, but I'm also a fiber artist, and I've done large wall installations of things. So I'm volunteering to make your business card and
cool.
Job wall. Sometimes these kind of things I feel are better low tech, where you can just walk up and go instead of paying for a device, going through a device, scrolling through. You walk up to the wall. Here's the cards. Here's the job postings. Here's the people seeking jobs. Lisa, burger with an E, like iceberg, not meat.
And this,
You look doubtful.
no, that really brought something else to mind. Completely different topic, but talking about low tech. we've had some interest in adding some analog game sessions to this.
Oh.
So would there be any interest in that? So yeah, we've got some board game. Obviously, there's some great board game, tabletop game devs in this area. Obviously, a lot of you like playing the tabletop games. So if you are interested in that, we'll actively seek out some analog dev folks to do sessions, workshops, and so on. Would you like sessions on board game design for folk, card game design by folks who've done it, or just general panels?
Sounds awesome.
We got a lot of folks in this town who can come out. Cool mini or not folks. Just a lot of good folks. Okay. All right. Sean, and you might want to help with that? Oh, yeah, the Jason's group. Yeah. All right. So, yeah, we'll reach out to Sean and about maybe setting up an analogs side. All right. Sorry. To the left.
Right, no worries. Also a first-time attendee. Been to many cons, but really loving the vibe here. One of my only complaints is, after a while, I really got tired of carrying around the program book. And I know from a lot of other cons I've gone to, it would be nice if there was just a single sheet that had all of the schedule in one place, because having to jump between, okay, party, luncheon, okay, 2 pages, okay, but then there's this panel after this one, so I need to be back for this. So maybe having just a single sheet that has, okay, location, this, that is 100% everything on one sheet.
Okay, Abby, say you're right.
I was right.
Yes, we should have done the grid. But we did have the app. How many of you used the web app as well? So obviously we didn't promote that nearly enough. But yeah, the single grid, the single grid sheet was something we should have printed out.
Question, or probably / comment on talking about what Lisa was talking about and reflecting on the noise issue with the slapback issue in the ballroom. Do you know if you're allowed to hang anything off the rafters or off the walls or anything like that? Some kind of sheet, banner, or anything like that would help with the slapback suggestion.
One thing we've talked about is using our pipe and drape in some way as a noise dampener. We haven't figured out a good way to do it. One thing we did with the music at one point was just how we directed the sound, the AV team set that, or the tech ops team set that up to direct music so the back was quieter and near the stage was louder. But yeah, the fact that is a cavernous, echoing, booming chamber does cause some issues. So we could do it via pipe and drape, maybe. I think the idea of maybe doing something in a quieter area is a good idea. We just need to figure out what it is. Any party mavens who want to make recommendations about it, we'd be glad to hear about it. So all you tea party gurus, step it up. Comments, questions, criticisms? Yeah, we're open to any of it.
I actually found like the schedule quite interesting, but like a lot of times it was multiple that I thought were interesting, but like I just didn't have time for like both of them. So I figured, so I thought it would have been nice if the schedule was like a bit more, I guess, staggered. So like even if I like reached the end of one, I could still catch part of like another one.
Yeah, that's interesting. Be worth looking at. I haven't seen a good way to do that. Part of what we try to do is ensure that everybody has time between sessions to talk to each other and not be rushing from place to place. This is why we record it and eventually put it up. The 4 sessions going on at a time, folks who've been here before know we used to do 6 to 7 at a time, which was even more insane. The 4 at a time, I do want you to want to go to all 4 sessions at the same time if we keep doing the format we have now. That is part of why we are putting them up online so you can catch the ones you didn't see. But there is nothing like being at a session in person where you can get your questions answered, feel exactly what people are talking about. But I mean, really, if there's a HoloLens presentation and a Firebase presentation and an artist presentation all at once and a rant, I do want you to go to all of them. Or want to go to all of them.
Well, and I've got to say, frankly, I'm delighted that there is enough content that you actually felt like you had to pick and choose, because that means that we've got enough good content for attendees. But yeah, it sucks. There are a bunch of sessions that I didn't even get to go to, and I was really looking forward to.
But if we can figure out a different way to do the schedule, I'd love to see it. I haven't seen a good way that staggers it that I thought worked effectively. But if someone can point one out to me, I'd love to analyze it. Come on, questions, comments, criticism. We are open to any negatives. Were the parties good? Was there something we should have done differently with the parties other than have a quiet networking party? Tea party. All right, tea party is apparently on the list for 2017. Yeah, little cucumber sandwiches. You're cutting the crusts off. That's all I'm saying.
I really liked the tournament with Rocket League and Mario Kart that went on. It was really fun to participate in. So
Great to hear. Yeah, thank you to the IGDA and everyone who did the Game Studio Smackdown. We might try and figure out a way to expand it.
So volunteers, how were the schedules this year? So see, a lot of you did it for the first year, so you don't know how it's previously been. Some of the veteran volunteers probably know a little bit better, but it used to be I manually made the schedules. So everybody would fill out their preferred sessions and select jobs, and then I would have to go in there and and make it work in like a night. So fortunately, it's all automated now. It's all smooth and pretty. So I'd like any comments you guys have on maybe ways to improve it or things you thought could be done differently, or maybe notifications. We are trying to get a notification app next year. So when something is changed and somebody comes to me and say, hey, I need 2 people, I'm like, okay, hang on. And I go to my phone and I'm like, I need 2 people, dude. And you'll get a notification on your phone that says I need volunteers. So it's automatically has you in like a pool where you'll be ready to go. So we're hoping we get all that by next year, but that wouldn't even be possible if it wasn't automated. So any comments, concerns, questions? Did you guys see that view map button?
Who put that together?
That would be Daniel back there in the back of the room. Daniel can stand up. He works some insane hours, like before all the time. It's like when you leave your Hangouts on at home and you get that notification at 2 in the morning and your speakers are in the other room and you're like, oh. Yeah, Daniel, 2 a.m., 3 a.m., 4 a.m., 5 a.m. I'm like, dude, I'm going to work at 7. Come on. But yeah, if it wasn't for him, you would never see me for like most of the time because I'm always doing scheduling. And now that it's all automated, it should make it a more smoother, cleaner process. And it's a big foundation. It's all in the database. It's all connected. So it's awesome. No, it was all great. Nobody got lost. Sessions were pretty clear. It populated pretty randomly. You got to use the microphone.
It should have been crocheted.
Mm-hmm.
I'm knitting today, not crocheting. But anyway, yeah, as I've like volunteered before and using this app thing for the first time, I didn't figure out like where the check-in button and that was until the middle of the second day.
Right.
So
yeah, that was a
like
little.
Just like 1, go here, 2, do this, 3, check. Just
Got
a
you.
little instruction thing at the very beginning of it would have been good.
Gotcha. Yeah, I was probably a lack on my part. It was more kind of development at the same time. So it was like we tested deployment. Probably most of you can understand that. So we're trying to get in the habit of figuring something out before we deploy it. But sometimes we got to deploy it and then figure it out.
I think it might help if we had a designated spot where the volunteers could, if they are having trouble understanding the app or if they don't know exactly where they're supposed to be or if there's some sort of issue with their schedule being mixed up, there needs to be a designated place they can go to during the weekend to figure out what's going on.
Yeah, we actually set up Daniel's laptop by the GDA booth, but it needs to be more descriptive. And I'll probably get into the documentation on laying it all out. So we'll have like maybe a dummy website that has like help links where you can literally click a help link on every single thing and it'll tell you what's everything. So, but yeah, we're gonna try to have that station. Yeah, train a couple GDDA. That's like Paul. No, for real though, yeah. We'll definitely try to get that more intuitive. There's a couple security problems. We don't want to violate certain cookie codes, so storing user accounts on phones is not like what we want to do. We want to make it nice and pretty and seamless. So, wait a minute. Okay,
All right.
so
any topics we're not covering? Anything we're not giving enough weight to here? Go ahead, Matt.
Actually, I have another thing on the schedule. Yeah. I saw that the schedule was working really well. Unfortunately, as we said earlier, my team really can't work the way the other teams do. Exactly. The thing that we need to focus on for next year is getting stuff together. Session scheduling, volunteer. I'm so tired, you guys. The volunteer pool, we need to recruit harder, faster, earlier. When we have this stuff lined up and we know what to do, minor things will change, of course, but that will allow us to actually have things ready to go. Like the YouTube videos, I had those. The live streams were actually prepared 2 weeks ago with their SEO tags, their descriptions, because we had the schedule. The schedule changed. Same thing with the volunteers. When we know what we're doing, we can do it a lot better.
Gotcha. Yes, it is a very custom task to assign and to schedule things when you have to incorporate jobs that you can't actually do what you're trying to accomplish. It's the jobs prohibiting you. So yeah, definitely AVs is something I'm going to work on next year because you can't follow the schedule and do AVs. So we're going to figure that out, how to make it in the schedule. Security's kind of the same way, but special case.
Just had a quick observation. This is my first time attending.
Hey.
Hi. Yes, and I brought my two beautiful daughters because one of them is actually considering her career is going to be in game development.
Excellent.
So I brought her to give her exposure.
Yay.
Just one quick note. I did notice I waited till the last minute to buy my ticket, so there was a really long line when I got here. There was a little bit of confusion as to where online people first coming in were supposed to go. So when I got redirected to the second door, some of the security people or the volunteers there are going, well, what are you doing here? Why are you here? The line's back up there, so there was some confusion. So just hopefully that'll be a little bit smoother next year.
All right, appreciate that. A little more better reg signage.
Hanging signs maybe from the drop ceiling.
Yeah. And also more folks guiding and coming on in.
We had one person.
Microphone.
Really? Okay. Put that on volunteer. We do need more. Yep.
Yes.
Anything else? Yeah. Where's the
Hey, yeah, we do
where's the
recycle badges in
recycling
a box.
When you head on out of here, these things, I won't believe what these little pieces of plastic cost. Please feel free to keep them if you want to keep it. Keep the insert, certainly. We're not going to use the 2016 badge.
Yeah, we're going to
again.
cover that with a
Take
sticker
that,
next year.
Make a dark map out of it. But please do. We'd love to get the holder back from you.
One comment? Comment?
Well, now that we're talking about recycling, I did forget to mention that I saw a couple of recycle bins around. That was good. More of those would be better.
Yeah, absolutely agree. And I've gone on the hotel about this in the past and did not do this year, which is kind of why it took a while for those to show up, like when they should have. So that's on me and the hotel. So yes, I firmly agree with you on that one.
Go green.
Yeah, we need to get big bins.
All right. There were
Yep.
many panels like dealing with like game design, how to deal with people on the job, how to deal with like your passions, like making sure that like you don't, even if you're like on one subject for a long time, how to like kind of like keep your mind, I guess, more flexible. However, I thought it would be nice to have something, I guess, more about like either like health or stress management. Like I thought that just would have been nice.
Great idea.
Of course, it's a personal thing, but at the same time, it's something that everyone deals with. So I thought it would just be nice.
It's an industry thing, crunch time, all that kind of stuff.
Yes.
No, you're right. That's something
Stress
we
is
should
very
definitely.
serious.
Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
Other suggestions, comments, criticisms, last chances. Go get online. Don't raise your hand. I don't want to see your hand. I want to hear what you have to say. Go say it.
A little tired.
Yes, this is my first time here. My second time at a game convention. First one was Terminus, but it's my first time at Siege. Also, my first time presenting my game here. I just want to say, I have enormous thanks to Indie Cluster, particularly Ron James.
Jones.
Sorry, James. I keep getting his name wrong. Sorry, Ron
Jones.
James, right?
Jones.
Yeah. Ron Jones. Sorry.
It's
Particularly
actually
Ron Jones.
it's the Ron Jones. It's the Ron Jones.
He also goes by Ron the Wonderful.
Woo!
Well, I want to thank D. Ron Jones for the big help with, as well as the guidance with it. I was quite amazed and surprised of the reception my game Maze Core has received when I showcased it. Matter of fact, at first when I started up on Friday, I screwed over the setup there. I had no idea what was really going on. I thought I was gonna blow it. but he managed to help me. He and
the other
he and
guys.
Jacob managed to help me guys. And yeah, from there, especially Saturday and Sunday, things worked a lot well than I imagined, and I was quite amazed at it. I can't guarantee I may come to next year's Siege, but I really look forward to coming to Siege in the future.
Woo! Well said. Thank you, sir.
All right. Comments, questions, criticisms, concerns. Ryan, you coming up with something? Nope.
Lack of food, maybe.
All right, countdown.
Was there not enough food this year? Did you guys hear those kegs by Joe?
Okay, this is going to be really biased, but I would like a guest room, guest lounge.
We actually have a speaker-ready room. Marietta room. We did not publicize it nearly well enough. Wes, remind us next year that we need to really promote it if we have a
Oh boy.
speaker-ready room.
Here we go.
Yep. Had it over there in Marietta. All right.
We have more comments before. Yes, please
All
get
right,
in
go
line.
ahead.
I just had a quick comment. This was my first time attending Siege, and I really enjoyed it. Thanks for setting it up. I just had sort of an observation about the Ask the Experts sort of desk, because I stopped by a couple of times, and I know there was a schedule, but it wasn't always apparent that the people or person who were at the desk were actually I was looking for, and I was a little reluctant to go up and say, "Who the hell are you?" Right? So I just thought maybe like little name tents or something.
Oh,
just
good
to say,
call.
Hey,
Yeah.
you are actually the person that I'm looking for, and I don't have to stand in line and then find out that
Good one.
the person I'm looking for is not actually
Yeah, it's a
there.
good one.
So
Thank you.
It's a great
But
idea.
at Siege, never be afraid to go up to someone and say, "Who the hell are you?"
Show me your badge.
First of all, thank you for the conference. And what I wanted to ask, I guess it's kind of like a 10-year celebration thing. How did you, like, for someone who's thinking about starting a conference like this in their own city, I was wondering how you got started off creating Siege.
How much time do we have?
Bad drunk. Yeah, I'm glad to talk to you about that offline out of here. We just started one off in Columbus called SimFest. We just put together a one-day event down there that was awesome. Brought up Jesse James Allen, a number of good speakers, and glad to share some of the tips on making that happen. Because I think these are great events wherever they are, and we need more of them.
I would add to that, whoever helps you out, thank them. And like seriously, just like thank whoever helps you, and if people are especially, like just do what you can to help them out in exchange.
This is super tiny nitpicky just because we're coming to the end, but I wanted to demonstrate. Speaking of, who the heck are you? Maybe have badge clips as an option, because when I first started, I didn't want people looking here for who I am, because it's kind of long.
Wait a minute. That's pretty much where it stays.
That's why nobody knows who you are. Nobody's going to look
No.
there. Others, countdown. Okay, get up here. You got
Sweet.
for posterity, Matt. Come on.
It's not a suggestion, but we're having the Brawlhalla World Championships next month.
Yeah.
Yeah. Who got to play Brawlhalla?
Yeah, so if you want to come out and you want to compete, that's awesome. And if you want to just come and hang out, that too is awesome. If you'd like to volunteer, I'd love to hear from you. I am matt@bluemammoth.com and would love to hear from you. Appreciate you guys. Thanks a lot.
Awesome.
Thank you, Matt. Yay, Brawlhalla. Awesome stuff. Okay, one more time. Last comments, questions, criticisms.
Just kidding.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1.